Imagine trekking through a dusty, forgotten landscape. The sun is beating down, your water is low, and, well, you're feeling the weight of the journey. But then you spot something glinting in the dirt. You brush away the earth. It's not just a rock, it's a small metal disc, a coin. But this isn't just money, it's a survivor. It's a piece of history you can actually hold in your hand. This tiny object has outlasted empires. It has seen kings rise and fall. It has passed through countless hands, each with its own story. This is the magic of old coins. They're like time capsules. They connect us to a past we can only imagine. The adventure starts the very moment you find one. These small metal treasures are, in a way, maps to another time. Each one tells a story of trade, power, and belief. Finding an old Indian coin is like discovering a secret message from the past. It speaks a language of symbols, portraits, and forgotten scripts. You don't need a time machine to travel through India's incredible history. You just need one of these coins. They're your passport to ancient kingdoms and powerful dynasties. They whisper tales of bustling markets on the Silk Road and grand courts filled with unimaginable wealth. This is a journey that asks for courage and curiosity. It's an exploration into the very soul of a civilization. Think about the journey this one coin has taken. It could have been minted in a royal workshop 2,000 years ago. Maybe a merchant used it to buy spices or silk. A soldier might have carried it as his pay, a small comfort, far from home. It might have been hidden in a clay pot, buried for safekeeping as an army approached. It lay silent in the earth for centuries, waiting, just waiting for someone like you to unearth its story. This isn't just collecting, this is a rescue mission. You're saving a piece of human heritage from being lost forever. The thrill is in the discovery. Honestly, it's the same feeling I get when I find a source of fresh water in the desert. A moment of pure survival and connection. These coins survived the wild forces of history. They made it through wars, floods, and the slow march of time. They are proof of human ingenuity and endurance. When you hold an ancient coin, you're holding a testament to the human spirit. It's a challenge to uncover its secrets, to learn its language, and to understand the world it came from. The adventure is real, and it's right there, waiting to be discovered, one coin at a time. Our adventure begins over 2,600 years ago. Long before grand empires, India was a patchwork of small kingdoms called Mahajanapadas. This was a time of great change. Trade was growing, and people needed a better way to do business than just swapping goods. They needed something everyone could trust, something small, durable, and with a known value. So they started making coins. These weren't the round, perfect coins we know today. They were odd shapes, often square or rectangular. They were born out of necessity, a simple tool for a complex world. This was a massive leap for civilization. These first coins were called punch-marked coins. The name tells you exactly how they were made. Craftsmen took a flat piece of silver and stamped it with different symbols. It was a rugged, direct process. No two coins were exactly alike. Each kingdom had its own set of marks. You might see a sun, a bull, a tree, or a geometric pattern. These symbols were like a signature, a guarantee from the ruler or the merchant guild. They said, "This piece of silver is pure. Its weight is correct. You can trust it." It was a brilliant system, built on trust and authority. Imagine the scene, a busy marketplace in ancient India. The air is thick with the smell of spices and the sound of 100 different conversations. A trader hands over a small stack of these silver pieces. He's not just handing over metal, he's handing over a promise. The person receiving them doesn't need to weigh them right there. He recognizes the marks. He trusts the authority behind them. This simple act revolutionized trade. It made commerce faster, easier, and possible on a much larger scale. These coins were the lifeblood of the ancient Indian economy, pumping through its veins. These punch-marked coins are true survivors. They're found all across the Indian subcontinent, from the mountains in the north to the coasts in the south. This shows us how far and wide trade networks stretched even back then. They tell a story of a connected world, long before the internet or even roads as we know them. Finding one of these coins is like finding a footprint from the dawn of Indian civilization. It's raw, it's basic, and it's incredibly powerful. It's a direct link to the merchants and kings who built the foundations of a great nation. As we move forward in time, our journey takes us to a truly spectacular era, the Gupta Empire. This period, from the 4th to the 6th century AD, is often called India's Golden Age. And when you look at their coins, you really understand why. The Guptas didn't just make money, they made art. They mastered the use of gold. Their coins were not just for spending, they were for showing off. They were symbols of immense power, wealth, and cultural achievement. The rough, simple coins of the past were gone. In their place were perfectly round, beautifully crafted masterpieces. This was a new level of survival and dominance. The designs on Gupta gold coins are breathtaking. They're filled with incredible detail. One side often shows the king, but he isn't just standing there. He is a man of action. You might see King Samudragupta playing a lyre, showing his artistic side, or King Chandragupta II fighting a lion, proving his strength and courage. These weren't just portraits, they were propaganda. They told the story the king wanted his people to know. They were messages of a ruler who was not only powerful, but also cultured, brave, and even divine. Every coin was a miniature billboard for the empire's glory. The other side of the coin was just as important. It usually featured a Hindu deity. Most often it was the goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity. She's often shown seated on a lotus, a powerful symbol of purity and beauty. By placing her on their coins, the Gupta kings were making a clear statement. They were linking their rule to divine favor. They were saying that their prosperity was a gift from the gods. This blend of royal power and religious imagery made the coins incredibly potent symbols. They were a promise of a stable and prosperous kingdom under a divine ruler. The craftsmanship was just incredible. The level of detail achieved by the artists is, honestly, mind-blowing, especially when you think about the tools they had. The inscriptions were written in elegant Sanskrit, in the Brahmi script. They didn't just name the king, they gave him grand titles like King of Kings and Great Souled One. These coins were not meant to be hidden away. They were meant to be seen, to be admired, and to inspire awe. They are a testament to an age of confidence and creativity. Holding a Gupta gold coin is like holding a piece of pure, distilled sunshine from India's glorious past. Our expedition now enters a new, powerful chapter, the Mughal Empire. From the 16th to the 19th century, these rulers controlled vast swathes of India. Their wealth was the stuff of legend, and their coins reflected this perfectly. The most famous of these was the gold mohur. This was the heavyweight champion of Indian coins. A standard mohur weighed around 11 grams of nearly pure gold. It was a coin of immense value. It wasn't used for buying bread in the market. It was for large transactions, for funding armies, building palaces, and displaying unimaginable wealth. It was the ultimate status symbol. The early Mughal emperors, like Akbar, transformed coinage. Akbar was a visionary. He standardized weights and measures across his vast empire. He also introduced beautiful new designs. His coins often featured intricate floral patterns and geometric shapes. But his most significant contribution was the use of calligraphy. The coins became canvases for the elegant Persian script. They carried not just the emperor's name and title, but also religious verses and poetic blessings. The coin was no longer just a piece of money. It was a piece of literature, a work of art that you could carry with you. Then came Emperor Jahangir. He took coin design to a whole new level. He was a great lover of art and nature, and he put his passions directly onto his coins. He issued an amazing series of zodiac coins. Each one featured one of the 12 signs of the zodiac: a ram for Aries, a bull for Taurus, a lion for Leo. These are some of the most beautiful and sought-after coins in the world. But he didn't stop there. He also created portrait mohurs. One famous coin shows him holding a wine cup. This was a bold and controversial move, as Islamic tradition generally forbids showing human images. But Jahangir was a powerful ruler who did what he wanted. The designs tell a story of a changing empire. The sheer size and purity of the gold mohurs speak of the empire's economic might. The beautiful calligraphy and artistic designs show a deep appreciation for culture and beauty. Even the decline of the empire can be seen in its coins. As Mughal power weakened, the quality of the coins began to drop. The designs became cruder, the metal less pure. The coins act as a barometer of the empire's health. They are a tangible record of its rise to glory and its slow, inevitable fall. Each mohur is a golden page from one of history's most fascinating stories. The winds of change blow hard. As the Mughal Empire faded, new powers arrived in India. They came from across the seas: the Portuguese, the Dutch, the French, and finally, the British. Each one came to trade, but many stayed to rule. And, each one left their mark on India's coinage. This is a complex part of the journey. It's a story of conflict, commerce, and control. The coins from this period are a fascinating mix of East and West. They show European crowns and coats of arms next to Indian scripts and symbols. They are a record of a world in collision. The British East India Company started as a trading firm, but it grew into a powerful, conquering force. Its coins tell this story perfectly. At first, they copied the style of the local Mughal coins. They wanted their money to be accepted by the Indian population. So, they issued coins in the name of the Mughal emperor, even though he had little real power left. This was a clever survival tactic. It was a way of slowly introducing their authority without causing alarm. The coins looked familiar, but the real power behind them had changed completely. After 1857, everything changed. The British Crown took direct control of India. The coins changed dramatically too. The face of the Mughal emperor was gone. In its place was the portrait of the British monarch. Queen Victoria, then King Edward VII, King George V, and King George VI. Their faces were stamped onto billions of coins, from the silver rupee to the tiny bronze pie. This was a powerful statement. It said, "We are in charge now." The coins were no longer trying to blend in. They were a clear symbol of foreign rule, circulated in every town and village across the subcontinent. But even these colonial coins have their own unique stories and rarities. Some coins have small mistakes or variations that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. A famous example is the 1939 King George VI rupee. The price of silver shot up that year, so the government melted down most of the rupees it had minted. Very few survived. Finding one is like finding a needle in a haystack. These coins are a reminder of a turbulent time. They are echoes of a global empire. They are a crucial part of India's long and complex journey, showing how even in times of foreign rule, the story of India continued to be written in metal. Every great adventure has its legends, stories of immense treasure, lost to the world, just waiting to be found. The world of Indian coins is full of such tales. These are the stories that keep collectors and treasure hunters awake at night. They are stories of shipwrecks, hidden hoards, and stolen masterpieces. One of the greatest legends is the treasure of the Marathas. As this powerful Hindu confederacy fought the Mughals, they amassed huge amounts of wealth. Much of it was hidden in their network of hill forts. It's said that many of these hoards were never recovered. They could still be out there, buried deep within the ruins. Then there are the stories of coins that were stolen and vanished. The Nizam of Hyderabad was one of the richest men in the world. His collection of coins and jewels was legendary. After India's independence, many of his most valuable items were moved to museums. But in 2007, a shocking discovery was made. Two of the world's most valuable coins were missing from the Nizam's museum. One of them was a massive gold mohur of Emperor Jahangir, weighing over a kilogram. The other was a rare zodiac coin. The theft sparked a massive manhunt. It was a stark reminder of how valuable these items are. and the risks people will take to possess them. Sometimes, lost treasures reappear in the most unexpected places. Take the story of the Porto Novo Pagoda. These were gold coins minted by the British in the 18th century. They were lost to history for a long time. Collectors knew they existed from old records, but no one had seen one for decades. Then, in the 1980s, a small number of them suddenly appeared on the market. It turned out they had been part of a family's collection in Europe for generations. Their true significance unknown. The discovery sent waves of excitement through the collecting world. It was proof that lost treasures can and do surface. These stories add to the thrill of the hunt. They fuel the imagination. Is it possible that a hoard of Gupta gold coins lies buried under a farmer's field? Could a sunken ship off the coast of Goa hold a chest full of Portuguese silver? The possibility is always there. This is what makes coin collecting more than just a hobby. It's a quest. It's about piecing together clues from history, following forgotten trails, and maybe, just maybe, being the one to make the next incredible discovery. The Earth still holds its secrets. The adventure is far from over. What makes one old coin worth a few dollars and another worth $1 million? This is a question that fascinates everyone. It's not just about age or metal. An ancient Roman bronze coin might be common and cheap. A modern coin with a mistake could be priceless. The answer lies in one key word: rarity. It's the ultimate survival challenge for a coin. How many were made? And more importantly, how many have survived to this day? The fewer that exist, the more people will want them. It's the simple law of supply and demand played out over centuries. Several factors create rarity. First is the mintage. This is the number of coins originally produced. Some coins were made in very small numbers. Perhaps they were special presentation pieces for a king, or a commemorative issue for a specific event. For example, Emperor Jahangir's portrait and zodiac mohurs were likely made in very small quantities, which is a big reason why they are so valuable today. If only a handful were ever created, their survival to the present day is a near miracle. They were rare from the moment they were struck. The second factor is survival rate. A coin might have been minted in the millions, but what happened to them? Wars, economic crises, and government recalls can wipe out a coin's population. A great example is the 1939 British India rupee. Millions were made, but the government melted most of them down due to the rising price of silver. Very few escaped the furnace, so a coin that was once common became incredibly rare. Its survival was a matter of pure chance. It's a battle against time, economics, and destruction. Finally, there is condition and error. A coin that has been buried in the ground for 1,000 years might be worn and corroded. A coin that was saved and kept in pristine condition is much more valuable. Collectors will pay a huge premium for a coin that looks almost as good as the day it was made. And then there are errors. Sometimes something goes wrong at the mint. A coin is struck with the wrong die, or it's struck off-center. These mistakes are usually caught and destroyed. The ones that escape become instant rarities. They are unique accidents of history, prized for their imperfection. The hunt for these rare survivors is the ultimate challenge for a collector. The passion for collecting Indian coins is not just confined to India. It's a global phenomenon. For centuries, collectors from all over the world have been fascinated by the sheer beauty and historical depth of these pieces. It's a global rush for a piece of India's soul. The story began with scholars and officials from the British Empire. Men working in India started to study and collect the coins they found. They were amazed by the variety and the history. They wrote books, catalogued their finds, and sent collections back to museums in London, Oxford, and Cambridge. They were the pioneers who put Indian numismatics on the world map. This hobby has grown massively since then. Today, there are passionate collectors of Indian coins in New York, Tokyo, Dubai, and everywhere in between. International auction houses like Sotheby's and Christie's regularly feature rare Indian coins. When a top-quality Gupta gold coin, or a Jahangir Zodiac Mohur comes up for sale, the bidding is fierce. Collectors from different countries compete to own these treasures. It shows that the appeal of these coins transcends borders. They are not just seen as Indian history, but as part of our shared world heritage. Why this global love? First, the art. The artistic quality of many Indian coins, from the Gupta gold to the Mughal mohurs, is simply world-class. They are miniature sculptures that can compete with the finest art from any culture. Second, the history. India's history is long, complex, and incredibly dramatic. It's a story of powerful empires, diverse religions, and global trade. The coins are the most direct, tangible links to this epic story. Holding a coin of Alexander the Great's successors in India connects you to a moment when Greek and Indian cultures met. The internet has supercharged this global community. It connects collectors from across the planet. Someone in Brazil can now bid on a coin being sold in Mumbai. A collector in Canada can share pictures of their latest find with a community of experts online. This has made information more accessible and has brought many new people into the hobby. It's like a global base camp for coin adventurers. Everyone can share their knowledge, their passion, and their stories of the hunt. This global rush is not just about ownership. It's about a shared passion for preserving and understanding these incredible historical survivors. In the end, why do these small pieces of metal matter so much? They are more than just collector's items. They are more than just Indian treasures. Each coin is a story for the whole world. They teach us about the connections that have always linked human beings together. An Indian coin found in the ruins of a Roman port tells a story of global trade 2,000 years ago. It reminds us that we have always been explorers, always been traders, always been connected. These coins are proof that globalization is not a new idea. It's an ancient human instinct. These coins are also teachers of tolerance and diversity. The history of India is a history of many different cultures, religions, and peoples living together. This is reflected in the coinage. You see Greek gods on the coins of Indo-Greek kings. You see Buddhist symbols, Hindu deities, and Islamic calligraphy, all part of the same national story. The coins show us that for centuries, India was a melting pot, a place where different ideas could meet and mix. In a world that is often divided, these coins are a powerful reminder of the beauty of diversity. They are also a testament to human creativity and resilience. Think of the artist carving a tiny perfect lion on a Gupta coin with simple tools. Think of a punch-marked coin surviving 2,600 years of turmoil. These coins show our ability to create beauty, to build systems of trust, and to leave a mark that outlasts us. They survived. Against all odds, they made it. They are a message of hope from our ancestors. They show us that what we build, what we create, and what we value can endure for millennia. They inspire us to build things that last. So, the next time you see an old coin, don't just see it as money. See it as a survivor, an adventurer, a storyteller. Each scratch on its surface is a scar from its journey through time. It is a piece of our collective human story. India's coins are a library of world history, written in gold, silver, and copper. They belong not just to museums, but to our global imagination. They challenge us to explore, to learn, and to understand that deep down, the story of one civilization is the story of us all. The adventure is out there, waiting in the palm of